Assalamu alaikum, dear friends and fellows. How are you? I welcome you here on my training channel. My name is Abdul Khalik. Nowadays, we people are seen struggling to get respected by the people. We are often seen complaining that I don't get the kind of respect which I deserve. So that is a kind of trouble and the problem which being faced by overwhelming number of the people in certain societies, including that of ours. So dear friends and fellows, today we have made it a topic of our discussion how to be respected by the people in the society. How can we do all that? So it is very, very, very important. Rather, it is essential that if at all we are respected by we ourselves, it actually means that we will be respected by the other people as well. But if at all, unfortunately, we don't respect ourselves, how come shall we be able to get a respect from the other people? So let's talk about all that, how to get a self-respect first and by be respected in the society then. Once we talk about all that, so dear friends and fellows, once we wanted to research, once we wanted to avail the research of those people who have done some sort of work on the given subject, we come across certain things, and these certain things are actually 10 in number. If at all we do try to understand it, if at all we do try to understand it well and put it into practice, then I believe that it will create a lot of difference. It will make us indeed a winner. We will be respected. We will be taken seriously by the people, and we will not be considered as someone who is nothing, who don't deserve any sort of respect. Now let's look upon all of those 10 things one by one. First of all, it is the first thing is you know your own worth. We need to understand what is my own worth by calculating this manner and that manner, whatever are the things which are required in the society, what the people are trying to achieve. So keeping in view all that, what I have achieved till now, how much are the perspective that I shall be achieve some of these things. In short, that if at all we need to go to the people, if at all we want to, those people who are neutral, neither biased in favor of us nor biased against us. So, dear friend, I think the first thing is that we need to know our own worth. It is like if at all somebody is carrying a gold but does not know that this thing is a gold, if at all they go to the market, they will not be able to get the right price. And this is very important for us that we need to understand what is my own worth while I'm trying to understand it. I don't need to exaggerate my worth at all. Neither I need to diminish it. Rather, whatever my own worth is, I think that must become the number one priority. Now the second thing is you set healthy boundaries. Yes, indeed, we need to set the healthy boundaries. It is so much important setting of the healthy boundaries. Boundaries mean that if at all for everybody the boundaries could be slightly different with everybody, keeping in view the kind of relationship we are having, the kind of worth each one of us is having, but somehow setting the reasonable the boundaries, but the reasonable, but the realistic boundaries. This is also very, very important. Anybody who is willing to interact with us, they do have to respect our boundaries. If at all they don't respect the boundaries must be reasonable, the boundaries must be realistic one, the boundaries must be the practicable one, the doable, the observable, the respectable one. But then we need to stick to our boundaries. So that the second thing is that you set healthy boundaries. Now the third is you take care of your physical health. Physical health is of paramount importance. If at all we are healthy, so there are so much of the perspectives in front of us, so much of the opportunities in front of us. But if at all, unfortunately, we are not healthy, then there is nothing. Then the future is very bleak indeed. So keeping in view all that, I think we should make the physical health as our top priority. That is number three. And now the fourth is you don't seek validation from others. Seeking the feedback from the reasonable people about our performance, about our habits and attitude, that is really fine. But seeking the validation from other people, this is not fine at all. Absolutely and totally not fine at all. Our approval for ourselves should not be dependent upon the approval of the other people. So no need to seek the validation. But as far we shouldn't rely upon anyone else in this respect, but as far as for seeking the feedback, the positive, the constructive feedback, even if it is a healthy and positive criticism, that must be welcomed. So that is the number four thing. Now the fifth is you forgive yourself for past mistakes. Yes, we need to forgive other people. If at all there isn't something very big, if at all something cannot be forgiven, we have every right to go to the court of law, and seek the justice from there. Otherwise, if at all the situation is not like this one, so in keeping in view all that, I think we need to forgive those people. Also, we need to forgive ourselves as well. But if at all there is a need to compensate with the loss, the trouble we cause to someone else, I think it must be done. If at all we need to seek the simple apology, it must be done. But after all that, we need to forgive ourselves. Forgiving ourselves is very important. Forgiving our other people is very important. It makes us very light hearted. Now the next is the sixth is you celebrate your success. If at all we need to celebrate because we are working for our success. If at all the success has been achieved, I think that we need to celebrate it. Celebrating our success is like rewarding ourselves. Celebrating our success is like rewarding ourselves. We need to reward ourselves, because if at all we don't reward ourselves, what is going to happen then? Something bad is going to happen. Reward yourself. Reward yourself. For the job well done. Celebrate your success. Now the seventh is you are not afraid to be alone. You are not afraid to be alone. You are comfortable in your own company because you have the ability to enjoy yourself, because you know that you are a positive person. You are a person with a healthy attitude, with a healthy boundaries. You are a nice and decent person. So keeping in view all that, I think it is really important. You are not afraid to be alone. Don't be afraid to be alone. If at all, even if at all, at certain point in your life you are isolated, I think no problem. Enjoy your solitude. Now the next is the eighth is you are assertive, though not aggressive. Being assertive is linked to higher satisfaction and greater life satisfaction. I need to become assertive. I cannot afford to sacrifice myself up to that extent totally. So I need to be assertive. Whatever my rights are, I need to assert for my right. I cannot ignore it at all. But at the same time, I'm not aggressive. I don't want to usurp the right of anyone else. But I'm assertive, and being assertive is very very important. Now the next is, with the ninth is you prioritize your mental health. You prioritize your mental health. Mental health, that must be of paramount importance. If at all somebody is not healthy here in the mind, so they cannot stay healthy in the body. If at all a person is unhealthy mentally and physically, they are not healthy spiritually, emotionally as well. So everything else is gets spoiled. So the first thing and the most important thing should be that I need to become healthy as psychologically. I need to become healthy physically. So these things are of paramount importance. I cannot afford to. Nobody can afford to put it on the back burner. It must become the number one priority. Now the tenth and the last is you don't compare yourself to others. Yes, everybody on earth is unique. Even the twin brothers born from the womb of the same mother at the same time and raised in the same sort of circumstances, they too are not necessarily going to be the same. So keeping in view all that, I think it is very important that we don't compare ourselves to any other person. Everybody on this earth is unique like our thumbnail. So dear friends and fellows, now the next is feeling. The question is feeling adrift like I don't know where I'm going. In that case, pinpointing your values guides you home. Pinpointing your values guides you home. Now clarify the ideal your choices should reflect. Clarifying the ideals my choices should reflect. Clarifying the ideals your choices should reflect. And now create a guiding light to inform major life decisions. Create a guiding light to inform major life decisions. So these are the 10 things each one of us need to take care of. We must not ignore it, because if at all we want to be get respected by other people, we need to respect ourselves. And if at all we want to respect ourselves, these things must not be ignored at all. Thank you very much.